But to better understand what is happening across the border, you must find the KLA. Just 3 days before, this man, a battalion commander with the Kosovo Liberation Army, had been on the front line. He is now recovering from a wound inflicted by an enemy hand grenade.
Kishte mbi 30.000 njerëz, pleq, plaka, fëmijë, gra, të ri, në një lugin, në mes fshatit Randobrav, edhe reti, aty sërbt fillun me mitralu, u nisën një batalion i këmbësërisë edhe një batalion i motorizum për bë masakra. Mirë po, ushtria jon i doli përpara edhe e ndaloi atë masakër.
Innocence is a rare commodity among the warring parties in the Balkans.
The human rights record of the KLA is very bad. When I spoke to Ambassador Chris Hill in Macedonia, he said, Riley, these people are unlikely to win the Thomas Jefferson Award for Democracy anytime soon. I mean, that's basically my view.
Their informal alliance with NATO is uneasy. But the KLA remains the best source of on-the-ground intelligence on what's happening inside.
Morali të forcat armike nuk është as pak i lartë për arsye se edhe ata të cilët kanë pak vetdije nga serbët e dinë se nuk luftojnë për tokë vet, nuk luftojnë për liri, por luftojnë për shtypjen, për tirani, kështu që nuk kanë moral. E vetmja mënyrë me të cilën i mban Slobodan Miloševići ushtarët në luftë është drogimi dhe dehja me pije alkoholike.
What is not very clear is how much of the Yugoslav military equipment was hidden away in the legendary bunkers that the Yugoslavs have established over the last 50 years in order initially to fight a war against the Soviet Union. And therefore how much there is the ability of the Yugoslav military to continue the warfare.
Special Snap. Yes, sir. PV2 Perkins. Yes, sir. PFC Price.
The US soldiers on the ground in Macedonia, having lost 3 of their own in a raid by the Serbs, are on a constant state of alert. But there is continuing insistence they won't be crossing into Kosovo from here.
They are not configured as any sort of invasion force. They are configured as a peace implementation force.
Koga se dogovaravme со представниците на НАТО за тоа да се сместат во Македонија еден определен број војници на НАТО од разни земји, тога и ние јасно ставивме до знаење на НАТО дека ние никогаш нема да се сложиме со тоа да тие војници бидат употребени за инвазија од Македонија во некоја соседна земја, вклучително и СР Југославија.
As the soldiers on the ground marked time, and as the air war continued, it became clearer that the main goal of the strikes was less to save the refugees and more to destroy Milosevic.
We will not dislodge Milosevic, but we will be in a situation where he is finally unable to do that part of the world any more harm. And that's crucial. As long as he can be neutralized politically and militarily, he can stay. And then the Serbian people will have to decide what they want to do with him.
This is the biggest, the only military test for the alliance up to now. It actually has to win because it has to win. There's nothing more logical to it than that.
I think it is going to take a long time, but I think what the Serbs need to understand, or what those who support this policy need to understand, is just as Kosovo is important to them, NATO is very important to us, and we are going to prevail.
The next battle in the Balkans after Milosevic will be to determine its latest shape. The Americans want greater unity and fewer borders.
Independence for Kosovo is not on the table. It's not something that we see as a benefit to anybody. We have enough borders in the Balkans, and we don't need to create any more.
The reality is that the outcome of this war would be an ethnically pure Kosovo, a creation of a new state in Europe, and the redrawing of the frontiers, precisely what nobody wanted when this operation began. This is the horrible logic of this whole war, that what history put together, war is now taking apart.
The refugees commonly state their main objective is to get back home. But what of the prospect of resettling alongside their former neighbours?
Unë nuk di se Serbët dojnë me jetu me neve. Unë nuk e di. Megjithëse na shqiptar jemi popull paqësor. Edhe jemi në gjendje me fal çdo gjë mirë, po ata nuk s'di se si jetojnë me neve kur e din pasojat çka kanë bë. Ton natën kanë dje, kanë shkatru, ku kanë zonë, kanë vra, gra, fëmi, pleq. Nuk ka informata veç flitet për shumë të vrarë dhe të plagosën.
I also feel pity for this people, for this entire nation, because they don't want to see into it that they don't belong to the future. They don't belong into a civilized world.
The plan of the West is not just to defeat Milosevic, but to impose democracy on Yugoslavia, to put in social controls and institutions that deal with grievance, to stem the illness, the contagion of blame that bleeds so constantly into the present.
This is, to a large extent, the price that we pay as an international community for not having given ourselves the means to challenge the impunity and unaccountability of the worst offenders amongst us, which are essentially the people who oppress and kill their own people.
It will take a long, long time to go home and to go forward.
Kom kërkan s'ki ku ktheher, as ki ku shkon, as ki ku ktheher. Visht edhe tu ka u dirë këse jo, ka